Okay, here we go. How many munchies can your munchkin munch before your munchkin's all munched out? Made it. That tongue twister is the question posed right on the box cover for KC Munchkin for the Odyssey 2. Monsters, a maze, munching power pellets. Yeah, KC Munchkin was obviously heavily inspired by the success of Pac-Man, and when it was released in 1981, Philips was sued, but not by Namco, as you might expect. Hey there, welcome back to Gen X Grown Up. I'm John, and I am a Gen X Grown Up. Thanks for taking the time to click on this video. My Friday Plays selection for today is another viewer's suggestion. Some random dude on the internet, that's the name, asked if I'd ever played KC Munchkin. And while I know the story of the game, never having owned an Odyssey 2, I hadn't. So I'm about to fix that. But back to the lawsuit. Pac-Man fever was at pandemic levels when Ed Averitt wrote KC Munchkin for the Odyssey 2. But its release for home systems didn't upset Pac-Man's owner Namco, but rather Atari, who had acquired the rights from Namco for distribution of Pac-Man on home video game systems. And while Munchkin wasn't technically Pac-Man, they felt it was similar enough to impact the sales of their Pac-Man port for the 2600, which was still in development. Now, they initially failed to convince the court, but were ultimately able to convince an appellate court that Philips had indeed copied Pac-Man and halted sales of KC Munchkin entirely. But that was 40 plus years ago, and today we have easy access to the game and can see what all the fuss was about. Let's go.
And here we are with KC Munchkin on the Odyssey 2. When you fire it up, you're just greeted with a select game, and the manual explains there's several different options to pick from, which I'll talk about in a second. I'll just tap 0 to go to the default. Yeah, and right away, like, you're in the game. There's no other choice than to be in the game. In fact, I'm going to pause it. Okay, so we can talk about the different elements of the game. So they went hard on this whole Munchkin thing. Like, it's like Smurfs. Everything is Smurfy, that kind of thing. Yeah. So you are a Munchkin. The enemies, these little ghosts, whatever they are now, are called Munchers. You get 3 of those on a screen rather than 4 in Pac-Man. The dots are called Munchies, and there are only 12 of them. And you'll notice they move around the maze. They're not just stable. And in fact, the farther you go, the more you play, the Munchies get faster. For scoring, a regular Munchie is a point. A flashing Munchie is 3 points. The first muncher you eat, that's the ghost, 5 points. Second is 10. The third one is 20. And then successive levels, it just, gets, faster, harder, more challenging, just like typical things are. So unpause this. Now, you only get 1 life in the game. So that's why as soon as I die, it's over. Now, what's flashing at the bottom there, the lower right is your score. Yeah, so as I eat dots, you can see my score, or I eat munchers. I'm not going to get to them. There we go. There we got one. The score goes up. When a game ends, if you have the high score, you have the opportunity to enter your initials, like an arcade game, right? You have a side door you can get out. Come here. You got to kind of intercept that. I'm going to pause. And then you finish a level. It starts again, and you have 12 more of those munchies moving around. But as I mentioned, other little oddities that are different, like only 1 life for the whole game. You don't earn lives or anything. You get a shot at it. Go as long as you can without dying, and that's it. Like, I have 35 points right now. If I continue, maybe I get to 40, 50, 60, I don't know, before I die. Low scoring affair. It's very generous that they have 1,000 points you can get. 4 characters on there. I don't know how many times I've gotten to 3 characters, really. There, put GXG as the high score. You can just stop, not just at ends of the maze, I can stop in the middle, like that, to kind of strategize. That's a little bit different from Pac-Man 2, in that, you can't stop in the middle of the hallway, on regular Pac-Man, of course. And when they're flashing, that pink-blue, they're dangerous when they're blue, but not when they're pink, so you even have to time getting that last muncher when they're kind of toward the end of the, I'll call it the power pellet. Now, I mentioned that the little munchies get faster as you go. The munchies, by the way, are the dots. It can be easy to get them all confused. As I eat them, notice how they're getting faster. In fact, the last one you get is moving the same speed as you. The only way to get it is to intercept it, because you can't catch it. Let's see if I can. If you chase it down, see, same speed as me. You've got to intercept it, like catch it at the end of a hallway, which I didn't do. That's the only way that you can catch that last one. You catch it. Now, I mentioned there were other let's go to the little menu here. There are other types of maps. So 0 gives you the standard maze map. Now this was before Ms. Pac-Man, when there weren't alternate mazes in any Pac-Man games. And so a way that I think KC Munchkin tried to differentiate itself was, hey, different mazes. And they went hard on that too. So the 0 one, the basic one you just saw, and then there's this one, which is a little bit different. You can see it has the rotating, I'll call it a ghost box at the bottom. I know it's a muncher box because this is KC Munchkin. Give me ghost, good. But there's this long section here that around that ghost box or the muncher box that you have to navigate and work your way through. Now this maze type 2. So just it's a more vertical maze rather than horizontal. Just another variation, something different to try. And I've tried them all. In my mind, the standard maze, the 0 maze, is the classic maze, and the one that we're going to use in a moment when we kind of try to do a score run on this. And then you have maze type 3. This one is a killer. So as you can see, it's segmented off. You can only navigate between them either across the shortcut, which he's coming through right now, the shortcut, or you have to use the ghost box in the middle to make your way around. So I have to wait for it to open to get to the different sections. Now this is really rough, and it's kind of, I guess they call it the most complex or most difficult maze in there. It's type 3. Because as you progress, like the only way you can get to these 3 munchies over here is I have to go sit in the center of the screen and make myself vulnerable while I wait for this thing to never move around. But the upside is, during that time, none of the ghosts can get to me unless they also come through that portal. And then the last variation is type 4. And what that does is it gives you a type of map, but after every play, it's going to randomize that map. If you hit P instead of one of the numbers, you go to this programmable mode, where using the letters and numbers, you can actually change the maze, and it's a grid. Like the manual explains how to do it. You can't save that map. You could just build the map and then try to play it. There are rules, like you can't box off sections and things like that. But I think that's an interesting thing to do, but more importantly, I think it was just another way they were trying really hard to make sure they said, look, not Pac-Man. Look at all this computery stuff you can do. It's something very different than Pac-Man. I think it's Pac-Man. But look, okay, we're going to try a score run on type 0, the standard map that you can do. It's a normal map that everybody can try. I'll see the best I can do. Won't take long because it's a pretty hard game and you have one chance. Maybe I'll do 2 score runs. We'll see. First, I will remind you and ask you that if you're looking for any kind of cool hats or tees or anything, please check out our store over at GenXGrownUp.com/merch. Yeah, you can get t-shirts with our logos on it, or yeah, I found an Odyssey logo in our store that you can get, not Odyssey 2, but it's got Odyssey. They have so much cool stuff over there. And now you can even get hats, ball caps, or dad caps, or whatever they call them. Trucker caps also available over there. Every purchase gets you something cool and supports videos like this one, so please check it out if you have a shot. So, all right, let's go reset this game. Hit the reset button. Big 0. This is our big score run, such as it is, so let's see how it does. And you're going, like, right away. So first score, I guess I want to try to actually actively try to get the munchers, where previously I just tried to make it through the maze. You know, I guess I noticed that the munchers don't reconstitute until they've all made it back. Is that right? Or no, that one came back. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure what all the rules are on how they reconstitute. Oh, I'm getting stuck in the corner already. Go, go, go! I'm down to the last one. Gotta intercept it. Got it. And you're going right away. Like there's no time to go, oh, that was successful. No, you gotta run. I feel like volume is gonna be the key to score here, because I have a lot of trouble actually catching the munchers. My strategy really has been try to keep them pink as long as possible so I don't get caught. Oh! Oh, last one. Oh, I stopped. Well, there we go. 67. I feel like that was pretty pitiful. We'll try one more time. That was only, what, 2 mazes? Oh, look, all 3. Got them all. That's nice. That's 40 points already. Do I wait until they turn? gonna come out? There they go. I got them all again! Alright, I've already beat my high score. Alright, so a little strategery is required maybe if you want to get a good high score. Now they reconstitute down in the ghost box just like regular Pac-Man. Kind of waiting for him to come back. Oh, there, one came back. Oh, he's after me. Oh, they're out of the box. Whew, caught it. 90 points. All right. Reversing your direction is a little less exact than it is in Pac-Man, I've noticed. Like, you kind of have to finish making your way down, I would say, like one little box of the map before you can reverse. Like, I can't immediately reverse. It's hard to explain. If you played it, you would know right away what I meant. Well, there's one. Well, that was trying to get away from me. Got to chase it down. Which way is he going to turn? There we go. 115 points. Okay. This is my official score run. The last one was garbage. Oh, it's much faster. Much faster. Oh, no. 3 left. Whoa, he's after me. He was pink. Dang it, I could have got him. That last one. Got it. 150. Woo! This will be over shortly. So there's 2 I got. Oh, he's turning. Oh. There we go. 171 points. Not bad. I mean, for a Pac-Man knockoff game, I don't dislike it. It's fun. It's interesting. I think you can see how they worked hard to make it different, but it's Pac-Man. Isn't it Pac-Man? I think it's Pac-Man.
For all the little ways that KC Munchkin is different from Pac-Man, it was those very differences that actually tipped the scale in Atari's favor. The court said, quote, "All of those alterations only tend to emphasize the extent to which it deliberately copied the plaintiff's work." This ruling laid much of the legal groundwork establishing how copyright law would ultimately be applied to the look and feel of computer software in the decades to follow. As for the game itself, it feels like a riff on Pac-Man to me, so I think the court called this one right. Now, it's regularly listed among the best games for the Odyssey 2, but aside from historical curiosity, today you're probably better off just playing Pac-Man. Please keep your requests and suggestions coming for future installments in this series, and thanks again to some random dude on the internet for recommending this one. Of course, links here and here to some previous installments. I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this video, and I cannot wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.